Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to a few of my favorite things. Trevor Best, once again with you. It's been a while since I posted something here on this channel, and ultimately, it has a lot to do with what's been going on in my life at the moment. But a friend of mine has been pressing me pretty hard to continue on, so I'm going to do just that and keep it pressing because things will always happen and you have to make the adjustment. So this morning, they tell me they want me to do a little cooking, show me what happens when I prepare breakfast. So I'm going to prepare breakfast. We'll prepare some breakfast for ourselves. Treat ourselves right. You know, it's really important to take care of self. So that's what we have to do. In recent times, things have been a little bit challenging. It's really been an interesting week, a week of challenges, emotionally, mentally, financially, all of the above. And along the way, you learn things about people. You know, sometimes the things you learn can be a little bit disappointing, but such is life. Unfortunately for me, I had some little disappointments this week and just trying to work through it, especially mentally, you know. It definitely takes a toll on you, just the mental stuff. So we're gonna spend a little time just preparing ourselves a nice little breakfast and try to lift our own spirits a bit. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, I'll say. Hopefully the entire day goes that way. Because what I intend to do a little later is get out and do some writing. If we got to do a little bit of writing and have a little fun, then that will work just fine for us. See what we have here to make this here work. We really want it to work. Just prepare a nice little breakfast for ourselves. Keep ourselves feeling good and healthy and all the above. Got some nice bell peppers, a little bit of tomato, and we'll make this thing work. So if most of you are familiar with who I am, you tend to find me in that financial space. I've always really enjoyed that financial space because I think it's critical. Now, funny thing is, I've judged myself a couple of times personally because even being in that financial space, things haven't always been great for me. and you wonder sometimes how can you keep believing in something, pushing after something when it's not working all the way for you. But then you think back about those times when it actually worked and when it was great. And when you have a passion, it's hard to give up on that passion. It's hard to walk away from it without a fight, So that's what's been my trials for this week. Just trying to stay positive, stay up amongst the heartache, the challenges, whatever the case may be. And stay with it. I mean, I've actually heard some horror stories this week from a couple friends of mine, that they've experienced some loss, and a lot of it has to do with what's been going on with the coronavirus at the moment. It has produced some health challenges, but it's also produced some real financial challenges, and as a result, some emotional challenges. So I'm trying to ensure that my emotional health stays intact. I know I have a brother of mine that would love that. He'll probably try to challenge my emotional health because that is his thing. He's in the field of psychology, and he talks a lot about the fact that black folk, especially black men, don't pay a lot of attention to their mental health, and as a result, we tend to fall short and have all kinds of problems, not only mentally, physically, and otherwise is where they show up. So I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that I'm trying to ensure that I pay attention to my emotional health. So that's been his challenge. Notice I'm trying to give myself a good bit of the colors as it relates to the meal. They say the colors are important. And we're talking about the colors reference the vegetables. They're supposed to be, as the color increases, they're supposed to be really good for you. So I'm incorporating a good bit of the colors in this meal this morning. And I'm doing this encouraged by a friend, that's been on me all the time. So a little bit to get that friend off my back and let him know, okay, I'm listening, I'm hearing you, so I'm making it happen. So we'll see what gives from here. But also as a part of it, to ensure that I deal with myself properly. It's been, like I said, it's been a challenging week. Although there were one or two triumphs in between the week as well. I'm into finding funding for real estate investors, that is. And I have a client of mine that I'm working on this week that contract is signed and working on getting the necessary funding in position. So I'm kind of excited about that one. It's a business that I started during the COVID-19 period, and I've been working on different deals, various deals overall, some of which have taken a little while to come to fruition. and that in itself has caused its own problems. So I'm excited about the potential of this venture. You notice that I'm putting some stuff into my eggs. So I put some garlic powder, some paprika. We tend to season the eggs a little bit of oregano. Always got to have a little bit of a cayenne pepper. That's usually supposed to be good for you. And in this case, I'm going to put some garlic and pepper in here as well, just to season that up pretty nice. Everyone does their thing different. This is what I like, what I enjoy. I like my eggs nice and seasoned and doing what we need to do. But yeah, I was saying, I started the funding business during the COVID period. That was an extension of my financial advisory business. So I do funding for real estate investors, both on the residential and commercial side. And I have a few clients I'm working with, some of which are a little bit more challenging. Commercial clients, they tend to take a little longer to fund. So that's that takes a little bit more time and effort. Residential clients, you tend to be able to fund them within about 30 days, 10 to 30 days. Just depends on how quickly the funding source does their thing, or based on the numbers, if the numbers are right. So I finally have a deal that the numbers are looking right, and we're just trying to put it all together. So that was a bit of excitement. I just took on the opportunity to do some business lending as well. So I'm going through the research for that, working with another company in collaboration with that. So I'm doing this research right now just to make sure that everything is above board and in good order. So that's the other component to the business. And then on the financial advisory side, I just joined forces with another wealth management company to help bring, good options to my clients. So I'm working on those pieces and trying to get those in good order. Hopefully this week, this week is going to be a little challenging too, because I've got to go through the training process for that particular company to make sure that I know what they're offering properly. So it's going to be a little challenging this week to really market the business, but I'm going to do my best. Just searching for clients right now to share that portion with as well. So it's a work in progress overall, a total work in progress. So we're making it happen. A little bit of olive oil to make this my eggs go right. Just a little bit of olive oil, and we like it that way. So that's what's going on at the moment, is trying to put everything in good order and move towards success. One of the things I caution is not to ever discount anyone. Just because they're in a particular situation at the moment doesn't make them any less valuable. So you got to be very careful how you function and operate with persons overall, because everybody brings a lot of value to the table. Sometimes it just takes a little patience and a little bit of working together to make that work smoothly, make that happen smoothly. I'm using some whole grain, 12 grains bread. That's my thing. I don't use the the standard bread at all. But yeah, so it's important to have some patience sometimes. I grew up learning that Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome was not built in a day, so it takes a little time for things to build, but more important, you have to look at the person's heart and maybe see and understand where they are, who they are. Because oftentimes the person doesn't change. The heart remains the same. The circumstance can change. The circumstance can definitely get much better. Circumstance can definitely get much better. But working together can also bring it to a stage where you want it to be. Because we have a tendency of working alone, of thinking we have to do it alone, or it's our own success, it's all about us or whatever. And we forget that collectively, as a unit, there's so much more power in a collective effort. Lots and lots of more power in a collective effort. So, yes, just food for thought. I had to do a lot with, experiences, and that's all we can draw from. We can only draw from our own experiences. And I think maybe in this one, I'm going back and forth on different thoughts, different ideas. I think a lot of it has to do with, what I've been trying to channel over the past week or so. Like I said, for me personally, it's been a challenging week. I think even to this day, there's some people that don't know what I've been going through. I just kind of kept it to myself. I think if people care, they care. If they don't, they don't. And I just kind of kept it to myself for the moment. And I'm always prayerful that everything will come out better on the other side. So if you know me at all, I don't ever give up. I never say die. Never say it can't happen. Never say it can't work. I'm always looking to make it make sense. Always looking to make it make sense. It's gotta stay positive, gotta stay on the grind. I've had experiences where things are going great, and then all of a sudden, things have gone in the other direction, and you don't know why. But then you have to realize it's all a part of life, it's all a part of growth. Being able to grow, and you tend to go through things under a growth factor. You live, you learn, and hopefully you get better. That's the key thing. Hopefully you get better. And I intend to get better. I intend to become great. I'm in the second, what I consider to be the second stage of my life cycle at the moment. And during this life cycle, it's my intent to really make it a great one. I've had some good times overall, but I intend to make it great. And part of that making it great includes getting out and really getting some travel on, and owning some additional things. Lots more real estate ownership. Um, want to own some land in some different places, so I'm working on some things like that right now. So a lot of things are on the mind, you know, in terms of the plans and what you want to do. So we've got big plans, big goals, and you always have to keep those goals ahead of you, because as you experience things, as you experience challenges, I'd say, if you don't have some goals, or you know, looking at what might be the bigger picture, it could knock you down. You know, it could really knock you down, take you out for a count. You know what I mean? I even had to go through some embarrassing situations this week, you know. Situations I wouldn't think at this stage of my life I'd have to be dealing with. But, you know, it is essentially what it is, you know. It is what it is, essentially. I wish it were different, but it isn't different. So I just have to take it all in stride, you know. Waiting on projects to complete. Diners has its own challenges as well. Just waiting to have projects to complete so that you can, you know, reach that financial stability that you're looking for, you're anticipating, you know, and just kind of let life be, and never ever give up, never ever giving up on it, you know, because it's easy, you know, it's almost easy to throw in the towel and say I'm done with this, you know. It is harder to stay in there and know and feel that there's a better tomorrow. I'll tell you, this week has not been easy, because I've wondered this week what's really going on. I'm still trying to figure out too. You know, there's supposed to be a lesson in everything. I'm still trying to figure out the lesson. You know, I think by and large, I'm not a guy that does anyone any harm, no ill will for anyone. So so sometimes when you face certain things, you wonder, well, you know what I mean, you've been a good steward. So what is the problem, you know? What's the problem? What is the challenge? What's been happening? Why? You know, and then sometimes those answers don't exactly come. So you really are left sometimes without an understanding. And you know, they say in all thy doing, get the understanding. And for me, sometimes I really don't understand, you know. So it makes you question, you know, a lot of things, you know. What's this all about? What's going on? Why? You know, it really makes you question those things. But I challenge you to say that even though you may question them, you know, and you're seeking or looking for answers along the way, I still challenge you not to give up, you know, not to throw the towel in. Because the moment you give up could actually be the moment that your ship comes sailing in. That's the moment when shit comes sailing in, when you are about to give up. So, I encourage you to keep the faith. Keep going after your goals, keep setting those goals, and setting them, pursuing them, despite the challenges, in spite of the challenges. In spite of the challenges, keep going after those goals. Set things up. Everything is not going to happen right away. You can't look at other people's success for yours. You just have to do your deal. Let it be, go after your own success. And hopefully you'll eventually find some people that are willing to go through those stages with you and grow and build with you, and if none else, become great friends, a great support system, whatever the case may be on your behalf. Whatever it is that your need is. Hopefully you find those few people that can stand the test of time. I've always heard that people are in your life for different reasons, and sometimes they're only in your life for a season, and those seasons sometimes, when those seasons have ended as such, it can be disappointing and disheartening. But you keep on pressing on and doing your thing. Don't let that define you. You don't want that to define you whatsoever. But keep on pressing on. Keep on going after your successors, and hopefully, you'll learn from this. You'll learn the lessons necessary. And I'm thinking maybe I've rambled on for a bit. Hopefully you're getting the gist of what I'm trying to say. Essentially, I've had a tough week, like anyone else. I've been encouraged to do this, this video right now. Been heavily encouraged to do this video. Was a little bit resistant to doing it, but sometimes you listen to someone else, and hopefully a better situation prevails. So here I am, putting the video together and chatting with you about my challenges for the week a little bit, and encouraging you not to give up. We're all going to face challenges, and we're going to question certain things from time to time. However, we have to keep pressing on. We have to keep pressing right on and making the most or the best of whatever situation you're dealt with. Just working a little bit of chai tea here right now. Some vanilla chai is what I'm working on right now. A little bit of agave. I gotta buy some more. I'm pretty much almost out of that. And I generally don't use regular milk. I tend to use almond milk. yeah, that's it. That's it. You know, just sharing with you a little bit about me, letting you know as well that I still intend to keep pressing on. Even amongst the challenges, I found some positives as well, meaning that I was able to begin working on a client's real estate deal. So I'm using the positives. In fact, I'm using the positives in order to spiral me to the next level. So instead of focusing on what didn't go well this week or the negatives of this week, I'm actually using the positives to get me to the next stage. And that's just been my process in order to get me over the hump. Because I think if I don't use a process like that, I would end up in a situation where I'm focusing so much on the negative, and then that's all that I see. Whilst there are people that only focus on your negatives, you can't be that one as well to do the same. People will be people. They're only going to see certain things or see what they want to see. And you can't fault them, you can't blame them, because they're just probably looking out for their own best interests. So that's what it comes down to. Anyway, as you can see, hopefully you can see it well. This is, maybe I should put this over here. This is breakfast. This is breakfast this Sunday morning. My own breakfast prepared by myself. You saw me here working on it. I've just brought you along for the ride. These are just one of my favorite things, making sure that I eat a healthy breakfast and stay up, stay positive, stay fully charged. Hope you enjoyed the time spent with me. I know I rambled on a little bit, but hopefully in between there you'll pick up a message from it. It's all about positive, all about staying up and doing the best thing for you to get you through whatever the circumstance is. Listen, happy Sunday. Beautiful day right now. Enjoy it. Maybe I'll catch you a little later when I take a ride. That's the plan. It's nice and sunny outside, so looking to take a ride earlier this evening, and then maybe I'll take you along there as well. See you then. My favorite things, Trevor Best. We out. God bless. Peace, love, respect.